Welcome back. Your time now is 9:22. Guilty on all counts. That's what a jury in Floresville decided Tuesday in the trial of a former San Antonio attorney, Mark Benavides.
He traded legal services for sex with his female clients, then recorded those encounters. Benavides could spend the rest of his life in prison now that he's been convicted of continuous trafficking of persons.
Now, the punishment phase of the trial begins this morning. Here's Paul Venema with this week's court debrief.
And we say good morning to Paul Venema.
Good morning, gentlemen.
And me. You have had some interesting court cases to follow. The jury on Benavides, 4 hours of deliberation. That seems pretty quick.
It was a complex case, 6 charges. So there was a lot. They were very similar, but still there were 6 cases they had to consider.
Paul, looking back on this trial, 4 hours of deliberation, what do you think was the key moment for that jury in the trial? I
think just from watching them, the minute the prosecution played one of those tapes that Benavides recorded of his sexual encounters with one of the clients, I think the prosecution had him right there. You could look. This is a rural jury. It's a very law and order jury, and I think they were flat out disgusted by what they saw and heard. Rightly so.
Speaking of the jury, there was a change of venue, and not for the reasons we usually think of, which is publicity.
Yeah, usually that's right. Someone will ask for a change of venue because of the publicity the case has received. In this case, the change of venue was granted because the defense, at their request, and the judge quickly granted it, because they did not want their client to be tried in the same place where some of the offenses occurred, namely the courthouse, because that is where some of the alleged sexual encounters occurred, is at the Bexar County Courthouse.
That is truly unique. Let's talk more about this law and order jury. Punishment phase begins today. What will they be considering regarding punishment for all these counts?
Well, and that could get really serious too, because the allegation, the charge that they convicted him of is continuous trafficking of persons. So continuous automatically kicks up the minimum down to from normally it's 5 to 25, 5 to 99 to life. This is 25 to 99 to life. So the minimum he could get is 25 years, and also.
And that's per count.
That's per count, and that minimum that also drops the opportunity for probation. There's no probation involved when the minimum is 25. So he's looking at a minimum of 25. You're right, Leslie, on each count. So.
And there's 6 counts.
And there's 6 counts, and the prosecution has indicated that they will ask the judge to do what they call stack them, and these offenses are what they call stackable. So, which means he could a minimum, if they give him 25, the very minimum on each count, we're looking at 150 years in prison. So seriously,
sounds like he's going to do life in prison.
Quite likely.
Talk a little about his reaction. What did he look like?
He has been had this stoic look on his face throughout the trial, and when you could tell he was surprised. He has some self-confidence issues that we've seen throughout. He's a pretty brazen fella to do what he's been convicted of in the first place.
Right, he's an attorney, and he kept all of these tapes, was all recorded in the police station saying destroy him to his brother.
There was so many places where he tripped and fell, and it is surprising because he's an attorney, he's a bright fellow. He was running for judge at the time, so but he was really too self-confident. I hate to just rip the fellow apart, but he just made some serious blunders. You mentioned in his interview with police when the police officers stepped out of the room, which they'll do occasionally. He said, I want to use the phone, and they let them use the phone. And he made some terrible admissions there, knowing he should have known at least that they were recording it. Yeah,
you think a savvy lawyer would know better.
I would think so.
And clearly he crossed a major ethical boundary as an attorney, but also this is a cautionary tale for attorneys everywhere.
It certainly is. You're absolutely right, and I think that from just the talk around the courthouse, because there's kind of a couch fee mentality at some point during that down there. That's just the way life is at the courthouse. But I think they're going to rethink some of the ways they deal with their clients, because this is serious stuff. And the bulk of the attorneys down there, I think, are happy with the way this came out, simply because attorneys don't enjoy a great reputation as it is, and so they don't like to see one of their own in a situation situation like this, and I think they're happy to see.
Real quick, we have to go, and you have to go to court
I am.
and cover it. How long do you think it's going to take until they come down with the punishment?
I don't think it's going to. I was surprised that they came back this quickly, but given the fact that they came back this quickly on guilt, innocence, I wouldn't be at all surprised if it's relatively short deliberations. But that won't be probably until Thursday, because prosecutors have indicated that they've got a lot of evidence to put on today in the punishment phase. I would guess some of the other victims, because there are 6 counts, but there's a lot of other victims who allegedly were involved with him.
Paul Venema in with this week's Court Debrief. Thank you, Paul.
Thank you.